Wokeness went too far again, humiliating another major corporation, this time Walmart.
Walmart is pulling an ice cream commemorating Juneteenth from its shelves after a social media backlash. The Juneteenth ice cream features a message to celebrate African American culture, but critics called it a tone-deaf effort to cash in on the federal holiday. Walmart is also selling party favors and clothing with Juneteenth branding. Walmart released a statement apologizing and says that it's going to remove the items as appropriate. Juneteenth commemorates the end of slavery in the United States.
What better way to commemorate the end of slavery than with some Juneteenth ice cream? Which sounds like something that Ben & Jerry's would do, because they actually did come out with a special Black Lives Matter flavor ice cream, but as Fortune magazine explains, Ben & Jerry's activist history allows it to call out white supremacy and police brutality, or in other words, cash in on the latest thing. In other news of getting woke and going broke, the State Farm Insurance Company ended their relationship with a leftist grooming organization called the Gender Cool Project, which aims to infiltrate elementary school libraries with books about how the kids should be gender non-binary after an internal email leaked and people started canceling their policies en masse. When members of the media started calling and asking about it, they acknowledged that it was a real partnership and that they're just not going to do it anymore. They've decided to reassess and they're breaking that partnership off, but they still haven't posted on any of their social media accounts that they're not doing it anymore because they don't want to upset the LGBT extremists. Like this guy who responded to one of their tweets about a different subject saying, okay, an actual news organization has confirmed that State Farm is placating bigots by dropping support for an LGBTQ book program. So now I will be looking for a new insurance company. You can't pander to keep the biggest business and keep mine. This is what should happen every time a company goes woke. We need to start applying massive pressure on social media, just like the left does. And I would add, start calling them on the phone. Every company has a 1-800 number where you can call them and give them a piece of your mind. And then if they do back down, like State Farm, then they'll upset the left, who will then boycott them, and then they'll have no customers. That'll start teaching these companies a lesson. And I can't stress enough to get off of social media and get on the phone. Google their customer service number, or better yet, their local branch number, and just start ringing their phones off the hook. If you're a Kaiser Permanente health insurance customer, then you should know, and then they should know that they put out a commercial a couple years ago now featuring a scene from Drag Queen Story Hour because, like the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir admitted openly, they're coming for the children. The gay agenda is coming home. The gay agenda is here.
We're coming for them. We're coming for your children.
That's a real clip, by the way. That's not a parody, and that's really the name of the organization. They're not just the San Francisco Men's Choir, they're the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir. Geico and Progressive are also doing everything that they can to increase diversity. Right, old Joe?
And I'm going to say something's going to get me in trouble, which I couldn't go through a whole show without doing that. Look at the money being spent on advertising. Did you ever 5 years ago think every second or third ad out of 5 or 6 you'd turn on would be biracial couples? I challenge you, find today, when you turn on the stations, sit on one station for 2 hours, and I don't know how many commercials you'll see, lay 8 to 5. 2 to 3 out of 5 have mixed race couples in them. That's not by accident. They're selling soap, man. Not a joke.
Oh, and I almost forgot, many of you pointed this out in the comments of the last video because I forgot to mention it there too, but Jake from State Farm, the company's main character and spokesperson, he used to be white, but now, well, you guessed it, he's black. Everywhere you turn these days is wokeness, especially on Twitter, where yesterday one of the top trends was literally Pansexual Visibility Day, another one of the fake holidays that they manually insert into the trending list, trying to make it popular. And I know you're wondering, what the hell is pansexuality? Well, apparently it's different than bisexuals, because bisexuals will date either a man or a woman, but a pansexual will date a man or a woman or any of the other countless different supposed genders, like the gender non-binary people who are neither a man or a woman. When I was trolling one of my local city council meetings a few weeks ago, I wasn't joking when I brought this up. It's actual fake holiday that they make up and they insert into the trending list on Twitter. Twitter drives the news cycle. What if Elon stopped employees from manually inserting topics into the trending list? How is everybody going to learn about the important holidays like Pansexual Awareness Day or Gender Non-Binary Teacher Appreciation Week? And that's why the leftists keep adding letters onto the LGBT. This is not an acronym technically, it's an initialism, because they just keep inventing new genders and supposed sexualities.
Hello there, Governor Kate Brown here. To all the LGBTQ2 SIA children and young people across our United States, I want you to know that you are seen, you are loved, and you matter.
Why do you think the LGBT community expanded the acronym to LGBTQAIP2K+? Because there are dozens of different genders and sexual orientations, and the plus means that there are even more than are signified in the acronym.
By the way, Marxists have invented over a dozen of these fake supposed holidays, and like clockwork, every year they trend on Twitter after being manually inserted by the corporate controllers who are trying to popularize them. Years ago, it used to be fun just to laugh at the liberal lunatics and mock the blue-haired Marxists, but it's not funny anymore because now they're trying to force the rest of us into endorsing and supporting them. Like this middle school in Wisconsin.
An investigation into 3 Kiel middle school students has been launched.
The school district has filed a Title IX complaint accusing the students of using incorrect pronouns while addressing another student. Fox 11's Monique Lopez spoke with the parent of one of the students in this Project Education report.
In March, one of their peers announced the pronouns they prefer to be addressed as, they or them. One of the alleged incidents Braden and the others were supposedly involved in happened in April.
She had been screaming at one of Braden's friends to use proper pronouns, calling him profanity, and this friend is, very soft-spoken and kind of just sunk down into his chair. And Braden finally came up defending him, saying he doesn't have to use proper pronouns. It's his constitutional right to not use. You can't make him say things.
At this point, we would expect such thing in San Francisco, but this is Wisconsin. Not just in Wisconsin, but a small town of only 3,700 people that the leftists have been able to infiltrate. And there was supposed to be a school board meeting right around the corner after news broke about this, but they were concerned about all the angry parents who might show up, so they decided to cancel the in-person school board meeting and hold it virtually instead. It's time to stop giving in to these people and instead start standing up to them. And in many respects, the pendulum is finally starting to swing back the other direction. So we need to double and triple our efforts and go ultra MAGA. We can thank Joe Biden for coining that term. It's the only good thing that he's ever done. So of course I put it on a shirt, which you should order from my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Like all of my designs, it's available on a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check it out.
I will tell you is the president's phrase, and the president made those comments himself just last week, as you know.
The Ultra MAGA plan.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.